Okay, there we go. There we go. Are you guys here with me?
Let's go over our Macy's Black Friday shopping strategy. First, set the alarm. Check. Can't miss these doorbusters.
No? Okay. I got you. You don't see it?
Leave no sale unturned. Beauty
Let me see.
great home item and take an extra 10 to 20% off select items with our Macy's card or savings pass. Ready? Let's go.
How you get here?
Shop Macy's Black Friday doorbusters early, 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. today. Savings on sale prices, exclusions apply.
Right. There you go. Okay. Linda, I see you're here. Did you miss a lot, Linda? I hope not. I didn't see your message. I'm sorry. Did Cassandra ever get in? I was trying to help her out as well. Okay. We rolling. Okay. Systems a go. Where that tape out here?
Even the toughest stains, super concentrated time bonds.
Okay. So we're going to pick up where we left. Sean, you had 2 emails in here. It was another email. I had to exit that one out because I don't know who that was. Okay, I'm sorry, Linda. You will get the replay. So anything that I said, you'll have access to it. I pretty much think everyone that's supposed to be here is here. Only one is I'm hoping Cassandra got in, but I don't know. So we're gonna pick up where we left off. We're gonna still go off of the same backdrop, which is the basic backdrop, and we are going to move into adding a valance. We're going to go to adding the valance. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to act like we didn't even do this. We're going to act like we was continuously going from building the backdrop because I have to lower it back down. And that's what we're about to do. You know how to lower it down? Now this part, you know you'll pinch your fingers. This part, be very, very careful because if you bring it down too fast, you can pinch your fingers, and it really is painful. So just break it down. And if you are working with someone, do that. If you are working with a partner, you don't want to lower it entirely. You don't want to lower it too low before they can catch up with you. Otherwise, it'll tilt over and fall, like I was telling you guys earlier. So always make sure that you are in sync with your partner. Holler, ask her, is she okay? Something. Make sure you guys know what's going on. Go all the way down. All the way down. Okay, so we are back in the standard position. And for the valance, I decided to use one of my favorite colors, purple. So as I told you guys earlier, one of the key things that would save on your design time is locating your middle. Locate your middle. That way your design is even on both ends. You don't want to have a valance hanging up and you have a full floor puddle, and over here it's midway. So always locate your middle. That would be about right there. And then I also told you, you want to locate your middle with your backdrop. So if you remember, you will be able to eyeball it. You should be able to go right in, know where your middle is, and go straight on up. But if not, it'll take a little time. Just kind of play with it. Just kind of play with it. Ta-da! So that'll be my middle. And this is my middle fabric. This is when I told you guys about a blog post I wrote a couple weeks ago about the fanny pack or about your toolkit. And I told you guys you will not find me without mine ever when I'm draping. This is my little knapsack. I've got it since I've been in school and I've kept it because it's really a handy dandy tool. And I love it. So, locate your middle. And then locate your middle here. And then I'm just going to pin the panel to the backdrop. Just like such. It doesn't have to be perfect because this is coming out. It's just something to hold it in place. That's all. And when you're pushing pins through your fabric, be careful because if you're too rough, you can ruin, well not ruin, but you can damage. You can damage the fabric. So just pin it as such. I put mine in the wrong place. Nothing fancy, nothing neat. Just a quick pin. Someone is sleepy. Okay, there we go. So, there's that. Kayla, is that a question? I can't see.
No, that's what Miss Linda said.
Oh, okay. So, I'm just going to put my fabric
That's so pretty.
where it goes. Now, when you are adding a valance, this is a satin panel. This is purple, and this is 30 feet long. It don't necessarily have to be 30 feet long, but when you're doing a panel, a valance, you want to make sure it is the size of the width of your backdrop. Also, the length times 2. So, if this is 10 feet, and I'm going to go up 10 feet, this needs to be at least 30 feet. But normally, when you're doing balances or swags, you still want to leave some overage for your puddle at the end. So since I know that this is 30, I technically would bring my backdrop in maybe a foot just to give me that extra added fabric so I can play with it and do all of the ruffling, and otherwise it's going to be a exact measurement and that can go wrong sometimes. So this is a 30-foot panel. I'm going to take the panel, pull it, take your cold cover off for the time being. And that's actually optional. You can use it at the end, or you don't have to, because either way, this panel is going to cover up your pool. So, please bring it over here. Yeah, hold it like. Okay, great. Wait a minute, go up a little. Yep. So you're going to take your panel. Take your panel, and these slits, you're going to take your pen, and you're going to pin it in there. Just all it's doing is holding it, and you're going to make sure that your fabric is nice and taut. You don't want to be sagging and sloppy. Just make sure it's nice and tight. Pull it, not too hard, because you'll pull your backdrop panels. And you're going to take your pen and go right in, right through to like that. Make sure you guys can see. Can you guys see that? Just like that. Did everybody get that? it's like a weird angle, but I want to make sure you see it. Okay. Thanks, Tilay. All right, and you're just gonna leave that there. Then we're gonna go to the other side. Do the same thing. So you're gonna pull your fabric. Take your pen out your handy dandy toolkit and remove your pole cover. And the same thing. Make sure it's even. Kind of give it a go. Make sure it's even across the top, just like that. Nothing fancy. Just make sure it's even. Take your pen and go right through the slit. Make sure you don't serge the ends of your fabric because you can if you're not careful. Go straight through, hook it, and that's it. Okay, now this part. Now we're about to start ruching. How can we bring this up so it can stay still? I don't want it to move. Huh?
I put it in my lap.
I don't want to move that whole thing.
Put it in my lap.
No. Yeah, well, you're going to have to hold it. But this part is important, so you guys got to hold it back. Okay. Yeah, come on. Get up. Oh. This is your ruching technique. Can you guys see? This is how you properly ruche with the fabric in your hand. Always at the ends of your fabric, give it a bend, a fold, a tuck, call it whatever you will. Just make sure you do it. So you're going to fold it in as such. You also remember you're looking for the middle of, or as close to the middle as possible of your design. So you're going to go to the middle, go down to the end. Then you're going to tuck it in, just like such. And this is how, you guys know I'm crazy about some pleats. This is how you get the pleats. Did you put one pin in the center? Yes, I put a pin in the center. A temporary pin. Caleb, you got to be still. Oh, I put a temporary pin in the center. I put a temporary pin on each upright. Through the slot. Make sure it's through the slot, though. And wait a minute, guys. I got to get something still. Because my daughter is moving all around. Yeah, there we go. Say hi, guys. That's the little Posh doll baby. There we go. So, uh-oh. This might be too tall, Yolanda. I just want to make sure they can see this really good. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so again, we're going to locate the middle, give it a bend as such, and this is how you begin to pleat for a valance. You leave it in the folds of your hands, just like such. Can you guys see that? Huh? No, because I'm trying to make sure they see it. Just like that. And then you begin to pleat up. Grab it. Like you're grabbing it, then make sure your thumbs. This isn't a good. You got to hold that up. Can you guys see this? This is how you pleat. Come closer. Do you guys kind of see how the pleats are developing there? And you just keep going up. They don't have to be super fantastic. You're just really trying to get a pleat. Okay. Thanks, Leg. And you just go all the way up. And make sure it stays, because it can tend to do this. Make sure it stays taut, just like that. Then you get to the top, and that's your middle. Remove your pen. As such. Put it in your handy dandy tool belt. And then you're going to get a pipe cleaner. You can continue to grab your pleats to finish it out. So this is how it should be at this point. Just like that. No matter what happens, if you got your pleats in there pretty good, you can play with it all you want. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Take your that unit, give it a twist, and that's it. Twist that just like that. Then you pin it to the back. This is why it's always important to know where your middle is, because I get right on in there. Otherwise, you'd be like, where's that? I did that a lot. Pin that bad boy to the back. I can even walk through there and make sure it's nice. Your pen doesn't have to be any kind of specific way. You technically would be putting some kind of embellishment there. And this is where you get to play with your pleats when they're not even. And these are pretty good, but this is where you would uniform them. And this is where I spend a lot of my time. Just going through, making sure they're good. Once I do all that. And you're going to get this drop here, but once you complete and pull your edges, that's when it'll pop up. And then I'd rather you use a lot of pens as opposed to not enough pens. You can get pen crazy, so don't. But for that extra added security, use as many pens as you need. I'd rather you be pinned up instead of your thing falling apart. So that's pretty much, this is a temporary hold. This is just there until I complete the sides and make sure that my pleats are even. You can either count them or you can eyeball them. I tend to eyeball them because even sometimes when you count them, and you can have 10 and 10, they still just, they aren't even. So that is pretty much where I am. Then I come on this side. Remove that temporary pin that we put in there earlier. Just to pull it for a more tight look. Put my pen back in. Now it's a couple ways for a valance. Some of them, if you can even add another valance on top of this or another swag. Some of them are open swag, such as this, meaning it wouldn't come all the way up like that. It can. Mine tend to do. That's what I do all the time. But some artists leave them like this, especially for a table. Back up some. Kind of like get that part. So you may see this part. Don't imagine this not being a backdrop. Imagine this being on a treat table. You may see this is how they leave the open swag on a treat table. You ever seen that at the on the treat table when they just kind of leave it open? They can bring it back up to swag coming back up, but sometimes they leave it like that. It may be a glitzy piece of fabric or something sheared. Just depends on the design. So I'm going to go up here and secure my middle. always put a couple pins in there for security. Just because. Makes me feel better. And then make sure you're not pinning your too much to where you see the pin in the front. It should always be concealed. You should never see the pin in your front. Now, this part is also another important part. I call it the crab tree. This is how, or your pickups. A lot of people call them your pickups. This is how you finish with your swag. You start here, and you just pick up. You pretty much is grabbing the fabric in between, like this. So it's like a little crab. You get what? Wait a minute. I got a question. Oh yeah, nothing fancy. Can you see that? I put that there just so it won't go anywhere. See how tight that is? And then if the back is visible, you definitely don't want to leave that like that. But for the most part, if it's a backdrop and up against a wall, it doesn't matter. So once you finish with your design, you can take that out or leave it in. That's your choice. Okay, so you get it? So yep, the pins are a lifesaver. So this, you pretty much rest your hand on your upright, and you're just going to be grabbing your pickups. It's just like a crab. They call them crab grabs or something. But you just pick it up. You keep your fabric in your hand because this is what you feed your other hand with. And you just pick up. And then watch. Like, you can watch. This is like my weird hand. I'm about to show y'all the way I do it, which technically ain't the right way, but to get it done really, really fast. But you're supposed to grab them, and then you can kind of mold them and count them. This would determine how wide you want them, how deep you want them. And if you don't want to continuously grab up, you can come from the bottom and go this way. But if you do, always remember your fold. That's because you never want to see your seam. So just fold it. And then you kind of just play with it. Same thing, if you guys can see. It's all about grabbing. You got to grab the fabric to when it all meets. Once you have it all in your hand, this is when you play with it. Okay, that's when you play with it. And this is pretty much where you would, once you have it in your hand, it's not going to go anywhere. You control this. You can do whatever you want to do. You can pull them to make them tighter, or you can make them looser. But that's where all that playing would come in. But you would take the pin out, the pin that I put in earlier. Told you that was a temporary hold. Take that out. And what am I going to do next? Kayla, come tell me what this question says.
The question says, does the pipe cleaner color matter or always use white?
No, it does not matter. Because you're supposed to cover it up. All these little tools and tips and tricks and stuff, the key is to always cover it up. Never let no one know what your tricks are. They're not supposed to know, right? So it doesn't matter. But I do tend to, if I'm using black, just because sometimes the white does bleed through, I will use a black pipe cleaner. But other than that, I always use white. Just because they cheap, and that's how they come in bulk. But you would take the pipe cleaner, Just as you did the middle and try. If you're happy with that swag, your pleats and all of that good stuff, try. All right, now I need you to come up. Okay, so see when you see like this here, I get anal about stuff like that. So I'll just play with it until I get them right. I like it to be a nice polished look. So, and then you twist it. And then you give the bunny ears. Let me see. All right, see if you come around this way so I can show them this part. Then you feed it through. Can you guys see that? You feed it through the slot. Can you see that? Right there, yeah. And then you top like that. Ta-da! Just like that. And then you take this piece. And you can either, where I'm at, this kind of weird, guys. But no one really would ever see up there. You lift it, you won't see it. But you can either take your fabric and cover that up like that, or you can use an embellishment. Wait a minute. You would use your brooches. Any color, whatever colors. See? They had a little added detail. You guys see that? All right. Thanks, Evelina. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the other side. Now this side, I'm gonna do the same exact thing I did. So I'm just gonna you guys will be able to see how I'm looking to try and make sure that my that they're even. Got it. Remove the pen. Put it in my handy dandy tool belt. Just start picking up. And look. Sometimes you will end up doing this more than one time because you may do the pleat and then stand back and say, "Oh, that's not even." But the more you do it, the more it just comes second nature to you. You won't require all that double checking your work. It's just like braiding baby girl hair. And remember to tuck your last piece and just continue with your pleats. And then when you get it in there, now I gotta go back and see how I'm pulling. You see me pulling them out? Okay. I want to make sure you guys see it. Now see how that's like that would get on my nerves. So I just go in and fix them. And I see that is all right. Stand back so they can see the difference. Okay. Now you guys see how the left side is a lot deeper than the right side. Right there. Okay. And this is how you get to customize your swag. If you want it tight like this, which is normally a more clean look, you pull it tight and you grab it up. But if you want it a little more deep and a little more loose, you would just simply pull on it. And just adjust it. Just like that. You guys get that? Taylor, can you tell me what this is? I can't see it.
This question was at how I didn't know that thing. I can't see.
Who that?
Miss Leah.
Hey, Leah, I told you guys you're gonna learn something today. But most of you guys already know a lot. Like y'all just need. That's why I was trying to tell you guys. Some people don't need to go to a whole $3,000 class because it's just little certain things that you need to know. You guys kind of already know so much. So some of you guys just need to take a refresher course or just maybe a private course or just something as opposed to a whole session. Okay. If you guys remember, I did that, my bunny ears, playing with my fabric right here to fix it. And once y'all have this on in, you could do, it ain't going nowhere. A lot of people get scared of the fabric thinking it's going to just come apart or you're going to lose your design. It's not. Look at that. It's not. Go back to the side. Come back over a little bit. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to finish this up for you guys. I'm glad you guys are interested. Kayla, give me a brooch. Go brooch. Actually, let me put it in. Take it out. And you would put that there. And these, a lot of us. There you go. Okay. Do you guys see me? I don't know what happened. Okay, cool. Yeah, so actually the brooches, even if I'm using them on the ends, I never hardly ever use a small one in the middle because it's just not noticeable enough. You kind of want a bigger unit. These are technically supposed to be used for like the tables, maybe for Cinderella skirting or something like that. Normally when you use a backdrop, because once you put it in the air and suspend it, it's hard to notice that. So you would use a bigger unit. But just for the sake of, we're going to use this. So that's it. And we are going to go up. Okay, I want to make sure they see the bottom too, the floor, because I gotta. All right, let it go. Okay, just because it's a little lower, but
yeah,
that's
it
what
is.
bothers me. I'm sorry, guys, I gotta fix this. Yeah. All right, that looks better. Okay. Are you ready?
It's still low. It's still low.
That's all right. This is first one, not the top. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want you guys to lose the design.
That's real high.
Okay.
So this technically would do the same thing, but that is bothering me. This is not even, but that's something you would just have to play with it till you're happy about till you're happy about it. But you would do the same thing as I did earlier. You would take this as a pole cover, make sure your poles are covered. If you still want to use the pole cover along with this, you can for a more dramatic look, but it's not necessary because this will cover your pole. That's why I said this definitely has to be long enough to go, wait a minute. Yeah, see, this is stuff you have to definitely watch, but you have to make sure it's long enough to go that way and down on both sides. That's really important. Do your back, your bottoms. And that's pretty much that. That's for that is a valance. You guys have any questions about that? Simple valance. I mean, it gets more dramatic when you add more layers, but that's pretty much the valance. Any questions with that, guys? You with me? The width on satin valances is generally 54 inches wide. They are not as wide as the sheer. Sheer is 118, anywhere from 110 to 118. But the satin is 54, and some of them are actually 48. But for the most part, they're 54. Okay, so with my book. Okay, you're right in front of the screen. Okay, so next we're gonna do the up and over, but before we do that, is that done?
I was taking pictures. It wasn't a video.
Okay, I'm going to go through the manual, show you guys something really quickly. Thank you. I'm glad you are. That's all I was worried about. I was hoping y'all was. Y'all know this is the beta class, so I need you guys' feedback so I know what to improve on. And trust me, be honest. It's for the benefit of me. So definitely be honest. Tell me something I need to work on. Like, look, you need to get it together. It's cool. Let me know. But I'm going to share the manual with you guys, and so we can talk about prepping and packing really quickly. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's go to screen share. You're not going to forget. You're going to have the video. So anything you saw me do, you're going to have access to it. And you can go back and you get the video and the manual. The manual have the actual steps in it. It has some pictures in there. So you're going to be good to go. Don't worry about it. Is this, I hate this. Share my screen. Definitely. I told you guys practice. That's why I wanted to make sure you guys had a unit or was either had a unit or was getting a unit coming, because you can't practice with the other thing. You can, but it's not going to give you the same effect. Okay, let me see. Why is it not giving my screen to what I want it to be? Okay, share screen. My application window. And why is it let me know if you see my screen.
1 minute it work, next minute it don't. I'm learning this little platform too, y'all. So there's gonna be some other tutorials that I do on here, and I'll be able to have it. I'll be able to have it a little down pat. I say share your screen. Share. Okay. It's really not. See how it's doing that? Do you see the guide? Still no? Here it is. Still no? That's weird. Do you see me anymore? Hmm. Yeah, but I don't know how to do this. I did it. See, look. Okay, now tell me if it pull up. It should pull up. You don't see it? I don't know. Do you see anything?
I see you and then I see your screen, but it's not the name. Now it's just you.
I just did it earlier. They keep saying can't find my. It's saying can't find my. All right, what do you say? Oh, I give up. This is driving me nuts. And I got too much more stuff to do. But I want to show them the book. I don't know. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh boy. It's not working. How did I do this earlier? Oh yeah, I wanted to know if anyone wanted to pull that video up, if you guys are working along with me. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's not letting me do it. It's saying I don't have no microphone up. What you see? Can you pull it up in your phone? The manual, because I could share the screen. All right, you work on that. I'm going to go to something else, guys. See, look. It says sharing, right? But why it won't pull up what I want to pull up? That's so weird. I don't want to do that. No, I would need you to pull it up however you in the class. All right, guys, we're going to have to just go to something else because it's driving me nuts. See, I don't get that. See, I don't get that. And you don't see it?
Now,
You did?
now, just a minute.
I'ma hurt you.
No, it just, and then it went back out.
Then it went back out. All right, I'm ready to go back in it. Tell
Just a
me.
minute.
Did you guys see the manual? Did you see the manual?
Not now.
You sure? You do see it.
Oh, it's
Okay. So this is what do you say? Right. Okay. This is the sketches. Why is like a blank split screen like that? I hate MacBooks. Why don't I use this thing? You see 1 page or 2 pages?
what, 2 pages?
Like a split screen?
Kind of.
That's crazy. Okay, guys, this is talking about sketching, prepping, and packing. Letting you know that your sketches they do not have to be perfect, but when you first starting with your design, it's so much better to have an actual sketch, because when you try to go off memory, you end up putting your panels up the wrong way, and it just gets all discombobulated. When you have an actual visual sketch, as you see how these 2 samples are, it's really easy. You could just look at it and determine and say, oh, okay, well, I know I need 4 on the left side, 4 on the right side. You know, you could just see what you need. And I even will write in whatever color my panels are, especially if I'm doing a multicolor effect. If I'm just doing, let's just say pink, gold, and white, I would write in the pink, gold, and white exactly where it goes. So then when I'm looking, as I'm building and threading my backdrop, I know what to pick up. And then I also will lay them out on the floor, however I need to put them on. It just makes it a lot quicker. When you're trying to go off memory and put it together in your head, it gets really confusing. It gets really confusing. And this is like the gray area is where I wanted you guys to just practice your sketches. You don't have to be a designer or know how to draw. It's just help you really understand what you're putting together. It's really important. If you can, just practice with it, and you'll get to see what I'm talking about. Next is the sketches. I also wanted to go, I talked about those. This is what I was just telling you guys that I have on. When you prepping, the what's this? Like the fanny pack is so helpful. It really, you guys saw, I'm right here, I'm designing, I'm building, and I'm able to go right there in my little knapsack and get whatever I need. So I'll just tell you what this says. This was some of you guys read it, a blog post I had wrote about prepping. Why are properly packed toolkits so important, you ask? Only because challenges show up at the worst times that needs immediate fixing, altering, or replacing. I cannot stress how imperative having your fully stocked toolkit is. Not only does it build your reputation as being an efficient professional event planner, but it also builds trust and confidence from your clients if they ever experience a mishap that you clearly had to swoop in and save them from. Although the goal is to prevent your clients from knowing there is trouble in the first place, let's face it, all sorts of crazy stuff happen, such as wardrobe malfunctions, guests getting stains on them, people getting headaches, centerpieces coming apart, etc. You can eliminate a lot of stress and frustration by simply planning ahead. You must decide how you're going to transport your items. Your toolkits can be anything from a small container to an actual suitcase. It also helps to have something tangible, such as the fanny pack or an apron wrapped around you for easy access. Some of the things that are in these aprons are, in your toolkits, which would be like your suitcase or whatever it is, your rolling cart, would be Allen wrenches, duct tape, glue gun. Glue gun is like to die for. A hammer, pliers, scissors, screwdriver, wire, hooks, clamps, and measuring tape. Clamps is a biggie too. Clamps are so important and they are a lifesaver a lot of times. Some electrical items you may need are some batteries, of course, extension cords, mini flashlight, power strip, and a multi-charger. I can't stress how important those things are just because things happen. You guys know I love Event Decor Direct, and they sell the little decorator toolkit, and they always normally cost $39.99. Sometimes they may pass a promo, but it's definitely worth it. Even if you try and build your own, you're still going to come out roughly about the same amount. And they just have everything in there. It's already prepared for you, and they just perfect. So on the other page, I just gave you guys a brief packing sheet. This is like an easy cheat sheet, let you know immediately what you need to pack if you are creating a standard backdrop, which would be the white one that I did the first time for a 10 by 10 with covered poles. That's just an easy cheat sheet list. You just know if you have all those things, you're good to go. The next one would be if you're doing a double crossbar. That's all of the packing items you need for that. It may vary depending on, you know, the fabric you're using or the colors you're using, but for the most part, that is what you're going to need. And then the last one is a packing list for if you're doing a basic backdrop with the crystal curtains that has everything you need down to the accessories, even safety pins. Everything you need is in that packing list. So it's just a quick go-to guide if you want to pack something really, really quick and you don't have to think about it. Well, what I need for this, what I need for that. Just refer to that sheet. We went through the basic backdrop instructions earlier when I put together the white. The rod pocket technique, that was the white. The up and over is what I'm about to show you, which is black. That's going to be all black. And it's just what it says. This technique is when you're designing a very full backdrop or executing various tones. In order to execute this look, the fabric must be twice as long as the height of your backdrop. Once you locate the middle of your drape, you will hang it over the crossbar. Instead of having one panel, it now becomes two because it's up and over and it gives you a fuller look and it also gives you a deeper color tone. So I'm about to show you that one now. The pole covers we went over. I showed you how to make the handmade one, and I also told you about the ones that you can actually purchase. It fits tighter like stockings. You slide them on, you can ruche them. They're really, really neat when you're making canopies and when you're using the crystal curtains. Those are really neat to have. Let me see. What else we got? Okay. Okay. Okay, I did that one. Adding a valance. Up and over, that's the one I'm about to go into. And then after up and over, I'm going to show you another one, which would be using the double crossbar hangers. So I'm going to end that right there. Okay. Now I hate Mac, Leah. Well, not necessarily. I'm just not used to it yet. That's all. I gotta learn it. I'm so used to the regular Dell and all that stuff. I'm not. Am I gone? Am I gone, guys? No, I think I'm here. No, I think it may be the phone. So it's actually around lunchtime. So we have a couple of options. It's totally up to you. I'm fine. Like I said, we're about to run into doing an up and over technique, which is a totally different backdrop. It's going to be all black. So we could either break really quick, or do you guys want to go to lunch? What you want to do? And you guys have any preference? Anybody? We are scheduled to break at 12 for lunch. Yeah, I'm fine either way. Okay. Well, you want to see? I hear that, Davida. What I'm gonna do is break this down. This is real simple to break down. You guys can watch. I'll keep the video up, but then I will break for like 5 or 10 minutes just so I could get me a beverage, and so we could start setting up the poles for the black. I'm cool with running through because I really want to show you guys as much as I can. So, and I really didn't even run through the fun stuff. I got the red and gold. I got the gray and blush. I got the black, white, and gold. I got a couple things I want to show y'all. So that's what we're going to do. Just give me about 5. You want to break this down first and then break? Yeah, I'm just going to break this down. So you guys can either watch the breakdown or whatever. And then when I'm done breaking this down, I will go and break for 5 minutes just to set up for the next set. So I'll let you guys see that, whoever want to see it, how quick this thing really comes apart. Wait a minute, I got to think, am I really done with this? I think I am. Not the white. I'm going to keep the white for
You might as well try to add like a table.
the taupe. No. I'll break down the purple and we just going to move the white out the way. All right, so I'm not going to take the white down yet, but I am going to take the thing down. Okay. Watch your fingers. All right, wait. Then first, I always remove my embellishments first. Then I start to remove my pins, put them back in my handy dandy knapsack. I feel like Dora. Dora. And that's it. Y'all think I be playing? I'm telling y'all the breakdown be so fast it don't even make any sense.
Right. Like it'll be like 5 minutes.
It really do. She was with me the other day. And we broke down that party.
Oh no, that was easy. And you had a $2. I thought it was at least gonna be like longer.
That was I think do a double hit. That was a double backdrop. If I don't do the whole thing, I'm gonna show y'all how to connect. And y'all probably know, but still. I'm gonna show you as much as I can. Or if it's something that you want to see. If you guys have something in particular that you want to see, and I have it here, just let me know. I love doing this stuff. I can show y'all how I fold this. This storing your fabric is so important. I mean, if I'm tired, I just kind of throw it all in the bag and go. But I remember that I'm the one that got to go home and put it where it's supposed to go. So for the most part, I try to put it away the right way. So, okay, you want to show them our technique? Yeah. Not gonna be, hold that and like kind of, because you're not gonna be able to hold it this way. So you kind of try to do it that way. Yeah, like just to get it. You're not gonna be able
This was shorter right here.
So this is pretty much how we do. It is. This is the same how we did it before. Fold it in half. You always fold your panels the long way. And remember, this is 30 feet, guys. So that's really long. I just want to make sure it's straight.
You're doing it this way, right?
This way.
I put the closed part on this side and open part on this side.
Yeah, I think the opposite. No, and when you fold it, especially satin, the glossy side, go inside. I mean, you can do what you want to do, but to protect your, you go, girl. To protect your fabric, put the glossy side inside. Got it? Okay.
hate doing this, but if you do it the right way, it really saves you.
Don't you want? Oh,
Yeah, fold it again. Okay, back up some. So you back up.
Oh.
I got no. No, you gotta get up. Back up. Nice. There we go. You fix that part right there? No, I got it. I'll get it. Just do your part. So, just fold it and fold it again. There you go. And this is what I think. You can roll like this. This really does help with the wrinkles. But I ain't got time for all that. That's too much. So we tend to walk them. Bring it back. And then bring it back.
that was easy.
What is it? Yeah, it ain't quick, but yeah, definitely. I'm doing a white canopy with a little bit of greenery, some trees or something. But yeah, I had that. So I'm done with the breakdown. I showed you guys how this is pretty much how you store fabric, unless you want to hang it up on a hanger. I'm about to take a quick break, and I'm not taking a lunch break, but I'm gonna take about a 10-minute break just to set up the next unit, which is up and over, and it's gonna be an all black backdrop. Yes. Okay. See you guys with module 4 is next.
That's what I do for.
No, well, we kind of did 4, but according to this, we'll be on 4.
That's weird.